So I must admit, when it came to like box technology, I might have talked about this on the podcast before because this has been the bane of my existence for a very long time. There's a particular advertisement that runs on Australian TV for a glasses company. I think it's Specsavers, and the premise of this ad is it's someone who's about to walk out to play a game of cricket, and they, on the table, go to grab their protective device, their box, to put over their genitals to slide down their pants. And instead, Charlie, from the snack buffet that has been provided, they grab half an avocado and they put that half an avocado down the front of their pants. And then, like, the tagline is, should have gone to Specsavers, right? It's very, very funny stuff. Now, that ad annoys me for so many fucking reasons, but the major one being, who the fuck is putting their box on a table with the snacks? That is the problem that I have with this ad. It's a faulty premise. This guy is a scumbag, and I don't care that he's got an avocado down his pants.
So I haven't seen the ad. So tell me, like, are the snacks set up on the side of the cricket oval? So it's like,
well, yeah. So it's like I set up for like tea. Do you remember
who
when
takes avocado to the cricket?
Well, no, this isn't like somebody's like watching the cricket and that's their snacks. This is more like, I imagine you're playing in a cricket competition and, you have like lunch or afternoon tea like provided as part. Yeah, everybody brings a plate. It's kind of that setup. I believe it's an outdoor trestle table style situation. It's near where the guy's getting ready to go into bat, and he's put his box up with all the snacks and the foods and the finger sandwiches, and then he's mistakenly grabbed an avocado. Secondly, an avocado is not so similar to a protective device that you would wear to protect your genitals in cricket that you would make that mistake for more than 1 second. Like, in the premise of this ad, he goes out to bat. Like, you'd immediately know that you'd picked up an avocado and not your protective device.
Why is it? Have you ever wondered when you're watching American, like, college sports, the sports in American college films and stuff, that they wear jock straps, like their boxes are attached to jock straps? Is that what a jock strap is? It's a protector with an elastic band around it? Am I getting that right?
Yeah, but isn't that for your cup? That's what they call we call it a box. They call it a cup. They call it a cup.
Yeah. So how come we in Australia we just give you the cup? You don't get the strap part. Should we look this up?
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I'm curious to know. So
what is the question we're trying to ask?
What is a jock strap?
You wrote what is a jock strap, and I'll say, why don't we use jock straps in Australia?
What is And I promise, Marion, we're going to get back to your letter in a sec.
Oh, we're doing letters? I forgot we were doing letters.
No, we started with like the boys, girls, and the boys oval and the girls oval. Well, we'll get back to it. But sorry, this has caught my imagination. What is a jock strap? Okay. Oh, no, jock strap doesn't have a cup in it. A jock strap is... All right, do you want to know what the literal definition is?
Yes, please.
A jock strap, also known as a strap, cup, groin guard, pelvic protector, or athletic supporter, is an undergarment for protecting the testes and penis and vulva during contact sports or other vigorous physical activities. This article chiefly deals with the genital protective sports gear designed for the male body, colloquially known as a jock. So a jock strap consists of a waistband with a support pouch for the genitalia and two elastic straps affixed to the base of the pouch, to the left and the right side of the waistbands. Okay, so we all know what that looks like. So the bum's exposed. You've got a couple straps around the thighs, big strap around the waist, and then the front looks like, just your normal jocks. The pouch in some varieties can be fitted with a pocket to hold an abdominal guard, which is what Australians we would call a box. Right. It says here on Wikipedia, known as a cup or a box, to protect the testicles or penis from injury. And or penis is a great name for a band. It's an and or penis. Yeah. The Jill strap, aka the Jill, is a female equivalent of jock strap designed to protect the vulva from getting struck. Okay, so this answers our question. So yes, this is what American, I imagine professional, but mainly high school athletes wear to protect themselves. We were never offered this in Australia.
No.
Like, you had to just rely on having good, strong underpants that could hold a box. But then you look at this, and this is like custom designed. So it's a bit roomier. It straps around. Like, it makes more sense. I mean, it's
but it's more complicated. And Yeah. And here's what I will say. I was absolutely wrong, by the way, because I found an article that says that there are jock straps purchased in Australia, quite a lot of them. And they are purchased, of course, not for people to play sport with, but they are purchased. No, it's okay. It's fine. It's not a no.
Okay.
It's fine. It's not a no. I mean, for some people, it's a no, but I think for most modern people, it's not a no. No, the queer community, they're quite popular in the queer community. Your jock strap for other reasons.
So, that's chapter 6 of the Wikipedia entry, the gay subculture fetish. I think Kim Kardashian has just posed for the cover of Interview magazine, and she's wearing a jock strap.
Oh, is she? I know her bum's hanging out of her pants. Like somebody has like taken a photo mid her getting ready for that photo shoot, and they're just like that. This is an interesting world that we live in now, isn't it? Where it's like we're going to interview this like very successful businesswoman about her career,
and
but
lawyer.
also and lawyer, human rights lawyer, but also here's her bum.
Ass.
It's hanging out the back of her pants in our shot on the cover.
It's Idiocracy. The number one film in Idiocracy is a film called Ass, and it's just 3 hours of an ass on screen, and it is a blockbuster. So the jockstrap, here's a bit of trivia about it. So they started using that term in 1891, a contraction of a jockey strap. That was first designed by bicycle riding messengers and deliverymen, which makes sense. As someone who's recently started riding again, that area, like your perineum to your bloody testes, like it's the worst. Like you need a lift and separate, because the longer that stuff sits on a bike seat, the longer you pedal. It's absolutely
Have you considered the padded pant?
The spike pants like Colette, ring my bell.
No. Well, I mean, yes, there are bike pants, but you can now get, I believe, all sorts of padded like bike riding stuff that isn't your traditional bike pants. Like it's actually made for,
that's
to
for
protect
cyclists though.
Yeah. But
no, I'm not.
What
I'm
are
not
you
riding
doing?
far enough?
Okay,
just riding around town and dodging magpies.
I mean, it's still enough that I would like protection for that part of my body. Maybe like a comfier seat. You can get do you have a padded seat?
I don't know if it's padded. It's like it's just a normal seat, like it's rubber, soft rubber.
Yeah. So, but it's not like it doesn't have any like technology that makes it feel like they've like added some sort of softness to it to protect. Is there like a rivet or a divot or something in the middle?
I should put like sheep like wool. like a cab driver, just put like those beads on my seat.
I would maybe not beads. I mean, I think firstly they're going to attract more birds, so that's not going to help.
There's wooden beads. Look, I don't feel any more comfortable. But my balls have never been so relaxed.
No, but you're going to get
massage.
You're going to get like ball bag caught between the beads. That's not like that's a terrible idea. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't want to be like rubbing you. Yeah, that's no good.
And sheepskin would be. I mean, sheep's wool would be no good because you just get sweaty. You get real, and the last thing you want is bloody chafing down there. Yeah. Okay. Just a bit of trivia, Will, that I found about the jockstrap.
Okay.
So it was invented in the mid-'80s, mainly for bicycle riders and couriers and so forth. The jockstrap was influential in early 20th century medicine with the invention of the Heidelberg electric belt, a low voltage power jockstrap.
What?
That claimed... It sounds like fucking something I'd try. The claim to cure kidney disorders, insomnia, and erectile dysfunction.
100% you would try that. You'd be like, if it told you it burned like calories at 3 times the normal rate, you would absolutely try that.
I've plugged myself straight in that. And while you're at it, just take a look at the old Johnson. So make sure he's standing to attention when he should be. The old fella. Today's jock straps are still worn in the US by adolescent and adult men for sports, weightlifting, and medical purposes, and for recovery from surgery. I still don't understand why it never caught on like professionally in Australia. Like never once in any kind of change room or even gymnasium have I ever seen anyone wearing a jock strap. And it's just strange, right? Like I've seen a lot of guys who lift weights at my gym, and not one of them I've ever seen wearing a jock strap. In fact, I think I'd be weird.
Well, here's an article. It's an American article, but it feels like they're maybe not as popular in America either, because the articles, it's from Men's Health magazine. You're familiar with Men's Health magazine. Yes, So this was published on December 24th. Some Christmas content. 2015. Whatever happened to jock straps?
What did happen to jock straps?
Remember jock straps? Or more specifically, remember when guys used to wear jock straps? I vividly remember grim warnings from my high school gym teachers who lectured us on exactly what would happen if we didn't wear them. This is great because he's going to run through a little bit of the best case scenario. We'd never be able to have children. We'd twist the wrong way, and that's it.
Ooh.
Our reproductive organs would be mangled beyond repair.
Hang on. Why? All right, I'm sure he's going to get to it.
And that was if we were lucky. Worst case, we'd suffer testicular trauma. There'd be ruptures, fractures, contusions, torsions.
There was fracture your testicles. That I'm pretty sure of. There's no bone in there.
There was no end to the horrible things that could happen to our nuts during a friendly game of pickleball.
What's pickleball? So many questions. None of these words are making. All right, you keep going. I'm going to Google pickleball.
Okay, good. I haven't put on a jock strap since sentences like "I'm worried about tomorrow's algebra tests." And I sincerely think that dry humping my girlfriend during a slow dance at prom sounds like a meaningful relationship milestone, were things I thought about regularly. However, that is until this new compression jock and cup system sent me so he basically got sent a new freebie, right?
Yeah.
At first, I left it on my desk like a perverse tip jar. I even briefly used it as a makeshift container for pens and put Post-it notes in it.
Okay, can I ask a question? If you work in that office, like, is that considered some kind of inappropriate behavior to have a genital protector on your desk? Like, is it sort of if there are women in the office who feel uncomfortable about that?
Yeah.
I mean, is it? Like, if it was a vulva protector, are you within your rights to say, hey, look, I was going past Susan's desk and I know she loves playing netball or whatever, but that vulva protector, it's just inappropriate.
Well, I mean, I get maybe more like I went past Susan's desk and I asked to get like a paper clip and she like has a bra full of paper clips just like hanging off her. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'd like to tell you what they look like to know if that is appropriate, but unfortunately, image no longer available. So, I decided to strap it on for the Men's Health Monday morning editorial meeting. There's something weirdly exhilarating about going to work wearing the kind of testicular protection usually reserved for MMA athletes, because when your balls are that ensconced, you know without a shadow of a doubt that the day won't end with you being rushed to the emergency room with internal scrotal bleeding. Of course, you could say that most days, especially if your job like mine involves long periods of typing on a computer or having conversations with calm, entirely non-violent people who are unlikely to do it anyway, blah, blah, blah.
Can I ask you a question, Will?
Yes.
So when you were fitting your box on before you went out to bat,
yes,
are you putting the frank over the beans or the frank beside the beans?
Oh.
Or are you lifting the frank up? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, are you folding the frank down over the beans? Is the frank coming up, so frank on top, beans on bottom? Or does the frank go to the side, beans to the side?
Well, okay. So, there's a cup part down the bottom, right? Like for those who've never used one of these things. So what I would generally do is like hold... Frankenbeans needed to be sort of removed from like the place where, so you'd have to clear out the Frankenbeans to put the box in, right? And then you would sort of put the box in cup first, and then lower the beans into the cup and let the Frank fall where it may. I think was my attitude.
To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/TOFOP.